So some people asked me very specific questions about my build and about some items that I use every day. So I decided to make a couple of videos of some things in more detail. So I hope it will help you. I know I made a mistake with the choice of fridge, not the brand, just the size. So that is why I want to share more, and I hope it helps you. So let me show you. Right now I am in a campground in Minnesota. I had to come back to Minnesota for some paperwork and things I had to pay attention to. So I will be here for a few days and I will go back south. And boondocking is calling my name. And here in Minnesota, there are no boondocking places near the Twin Cities, just in the north of the state. Those places are really beautiful, but there is no boondocking here around the Twin Cities, so I am in a campground. Let me tell you what I mean by going more into some details about some of the things I use. Today we are going to be discussing energy, the battery, and fridge. And as I said, maybe this is going to help you. So let's go. These are the brands I chose for my equipment. The fridge is the Alpicool 36 liters and the JACKERY 500 for the storage of energy. Now, let me tell you more about this. Since I plug in the fridge into the JACKERY, and I also have a laptop that takes a lot of energy, I find the JACKERY 500 not to be absolutely enough for me. I should have gone for the 1000. But if I control how much I use the laptop and the fridge and the phone and the lights and this and that, I am doing well with the JACKERY 500. Just know that depending on how much electricity you need, you may need more than just 500. And 500, I think it is watts. So yeah, that is the JACKERY Explorer 500. We have the display at night. It lights up and it shows you your capacity. You see there I am at 34%. I never let it go below 20%. I have heard it's not a good thing. The input allows you to charge the battery by either connecting it to the vehicle or to the solar panels, or to the wall, to a socket. You have the socket for the fridge, and you have some USB ports and a regular AC connector. So for me, this is more than enough, and it's great quality. I am very pleased with that. I wish I would have gone for the 1000, but I remember I didn't want the 1000 because it's a little bigger, a little heavier, and I thought I was going to be okay with the 500. I am okay with the 500, but depending on how much you use, you may want to go for the 1000. And if you have one, please share how much you like that. So now let's go for the fridge, because the fridge is the part I find. Let me turn it around. So I turn the fridge around so I can open it that way. And to show you, one of the things I had the most difficulty with was trying to understand what size of fridge I needed for my needs. Because let me show you what I have now so you have an idea. I have that little box there. I told you I have asthma, so I have my allergy and my allergy medication and my inhalers there that I keep in the fridge just in case it gets too hot in the van, and I don't want to store them in a place where they are not going to be safe. I want them to be there for me. So, and I have a couple of bottles drinking water that I cool down because I like to have my water cold. And then I have these container where every 2 or 3 days I make coffee and I put it here, and I keep it in the freezer side of the fridge with my creamer and some sauces I may have or something like that. As you see, there is plenty of space available, so I think I should have gone for a way smaller fridge because I don't need that much. I can still fit here meat if I want to have meat in the freezer side, and lots of veggies and fruit and everything in the other side. Let me close it so it keeps its temperature. And I also got this protective case that preserves the cold in there, so I help the fridge not to use that much electricity. I can set, you see now it is the freezer side, which is the side with that little L shape, it is at 54, and the other side, the side where I have my medications, is 36. So it's a little off because I was cleaning the fridge just a few minutes ago, and what I use to clean in the van is just a mix of vinegar and water, just that. I don't want to use chemicals, and vinegar is great because you can disinfect surfaces with vinegar. This one in particular is apple cider vinegar, that is why it is yellow. The fridge has wheels. It is very nice, it is super nice, and the case has all those pockets. The important thing is to remember to have those vents with enough air around them so the fridge can actually exchange air and get cooler. Now, when I bought the fridge, it was very difficult for me to understand how much I could fit in a 36-liter fridge compared to a 20-liter fridge or different capacities. I couldn't wrap my head about how many things I could put in there. And I watched every video there is online, and I still couldn't figure it out. I ended up choosing this one just because it has that divider in the center that allows you to select 2 different temperatures in the one chamber, or you can remove it and have the whole thing at the same temperature. I haven't tried it during the winter, but in summer you cannot make ice in this fridge, even if you bring the temperature below 32. It didn't happen for me. Things get a little, you have a little bit of ice on the surface, but not solid ice. What I am thinking to do these days, since I am here in Minneapolis and I am not going to need so many things in the fridge, I don't need to buy those many things. So what I will do is this: I will try to put a small bag of ice on the freezer side of the fridge to help the fridge maintain the temperature so it doesn't use that much electricity. Because using the solar panels these days is a little complicated. It has been cloudy and it's going to get a little bit, Minnesota weather. It's always kind of weird. So I am going to try with that idea of having ice on the freezer side of the chest. It happened one day. I was in Wyoming, and it was one of the first heat waves of this summer. So it got really, really hot. It was over 90 degrees and 90 Fahrenheit. And the whole van got really, really, really hot. So I took off the divider so the fridge could work at the same temperature in both chambers, and it was still not enough. So the fridge collapsed, poor thing, and then I had to reset it to the factory default settings so it worked again, to have it working again. And it did work. I had to reset it to the factory default settings for it to work again, and it did. It was fantastic. I got the support from the Alpicool support, customer service support, and it was great. They responded to me immediately. They spotted the problem. They helped me. It was super easy. So I am very pleased with the brand. I think I should have gone for a smaller one, which would have contributed also to save space inside of the minivan. But hey, I am super happy with this one. Someday I may trade it with someone that has a smaller one and it's not enough for them. So yeah, we can negotiate, we can trade, not a problem. So basically that is what I use. I use the JACKERY 500, which I am very, very happy with, because also I think if I have a smaller fridge, I'm going to use less electricity, so I am going to be able to use the laptop with more ease. Sometimes I just go to a coffee shop and I indulge in a nice frappuccino while I work with the computer there. But in any case, it is a very nice arrangement. It works amazingly well, and I am very happy with both brands. They are both very attentive. They respond to you immediately. They help you. So that is what I use. So this is for T-Bone, who asked this specific question about the electricity and the fridge working together. So I hope this answers your question and anybody else's question, because again, you may be trying to determine which fridge you need, and yes, it's not easy to find that answer. I hope this answered that. Please let me know in comments if you have more questions about these, about specific details. I think I covered everything, but I will be happy to give you more information. So thank you very much, and you have a great day.